Hi everyone. Oh, that went really fast. I don't remember hitting the button and then all of a sudden I was live. So hi everyone, welcome. My name's Tracy.bish. I think I'm live. It's saying I'm live. I've come on for an impromptu live. Something that I don't usually do, but my husband's away again this weekend, or just today actually on Sunday, doing a course with the CFA. So I thought I'd do another quick live with you all, or probably not really so much a quick live, but welcome. My name's Tracy Bish. I'm an independent stand-up demonstrator in Central Victoria, and I thought, well, actually chose this week's Tracy Sunday Challenge to be a garden theme because I have this welcoming garden kit, and I opened it yet, as you can see, and I wanted to share it with you all because it's a cute set. I believe it makes 9 cards. I haven't really looked into it, only just seen, what it creates. 3 different design cards, really pretty. So I'm not expecting anyone to pop on because, I didn't really let anyone know that I was coming live, but if you do pop on, please say hello, let me know where you're watching from. I'm going with you the welcoming garden kit. So hopefully you're having a really great weekend. I will say here in Central Victoria, it's a gloomy sort of day. It's actually a little bit chilly as well, which is my favourite sorts of days. A perfect crafting day, so I'm not complaining at all. So this kit, I'm just going to open it up and we'll go through some of the contents. So it's an all-inclusive kit, so it does have everything you need. We have the crumb cake stamping spot. Now I'm not going to be using these today for the cards. I'll be using my normal size ink pad. I don't really like using the small ones, but if you're just getting the kit and you don't have the full ink pads, it's great that they actually provide those in the kit. There's a stamp set. Let me grab a bit of white. So we're going to make one of each of the 3 cards. So there's a thanks. What's that one say? Just a note. Thinking of you today. And then we have a fence and one of the panels for the fences, I think. So a few stamps in that set. And then we have the kit. That is all packaged beautifully. I love the way that Stampin' Up! Package their kits. Everything's in together. So you're going to get everything you need, whether it's adhesives, stamps, inks, all the die cuts, all the fun. Everything's included, which I love about our kits. So on the very back, it does have all your instructions. So full colour photos in this one. It's going to show us how to use everything to be able to pop the cards together. There are 3 designs. So these are the 3 designs. How gorgeous are they? Absolutely stunning. Welcome everyone. Also in the kit we have some mini dimensionals. We have some tear and tape. And because it is a stamping kit, Stampin' Up! Also provide a block. Now these are not the normal Stampin' Up! Blocks. They're a little bit thinner. They do have the Stampin' Up! Logo on them though, but they don't have the little grooves for your fingers. So I'm going to be using my normal blocks as well because I do prefer those. They're just a little bit more easier to control and use. And then we have some tear and tape, some basic white card. We've got the envelopes, which look at these envelopes. So pretty. They've got all the detail on them, so no envelopes are going out and being boring. And then we've got, let's move these to the side a little bit. Oh, they've actually put in a stamp, so we know exactly what's on the stamp. So this is the English version. Let's just, looks like we have the French and German. Yep. So we have the thanks, note, thinking of you today, and then we have the wooden panel as well as the fence panels. That's our stamp set. Lovely. And then this is our first card base. Oh my goodness, how cute is this? So we just fold this back. You could get away with just doing this and not doing anything else to it. How gorgeous is this? Love that. So that's one kit or card base. The next card base has just printed. So there's 3 of those as well, actually. 2 of the cards must go on that base. So I'm just going to grab those out. We're going to be making all 3 kits today. So while I'm grabbing those out, I'm just sort of popping the supplies that we need as well. In the set we have some labels. So let's just grab out 1 of each. We may come back and get 1 more, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't gone through the kit. I've just opened it. But so we have 2 of these. So I'm going to grab each of those as well. It's a little door. It's actually more in here than I thought. Hi Nicole, how are you? How is it in Perth this morning? Did everyone get a bit of a sleep in with the daylight savings finishing up? Looks like there's 3 of these, so that means that we'll need 1 to make one of the 3 cards. Let's look at that. We've got our daisies, our hyacinths, and the hydrangeas. Lots of little die-cut flowers and then some leafery. Cute, cute. And look at these. Oops. That is stunning. Look at the gate. All 3 of these cards are just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to grab out 1 of these as well. We go the hello and a picket. We may need 2 pickets maybe, I would say. So there's 3 of these. We'll go with 2 and see how we go. All right, so that's all our little die cut pieces. If we need anything else, we can come back to it. I'm also going to just move some of my rubbish. Pop all these back in my kit just because I don't want to lose any of them. And there's a very good chance that I will. So anyway, 3 card kits. Let's bring in the instructions. And we're going to make this one first. How gorgeous is that? So we're going to need our ink pad. We're also going to need the thanks stamp and the little wooden stamp there as well. I'll grab those out. Stampin' Up! Have also just brought out 3 new kits this month. So if you haven't checked those out, you can go over to the online store and have a look. I think I have my online store in the description, so that's one way of going over and seeing what's available. Stampin' Up! Did say they were going to bring out 3 kits each month, and then last month I think we only got 2, so who knows. Okay, so what else do we need? We need that little label, so this one here. Just trying to see. Oh, we need some flowers as well, so those pink flowers. So there's 2 joined together and then 2 single ones. Lovely morning in Perth. Oh, you don't have daylight saving. I'm jealous. I'm not a fan of daylight saving. It's not my favourite. I did enjoy living in Queensland because they don't have it either. But anyway, it was nice to have that little bit of a sleep in. And I think that's all we need for our first one. So let's bring in and stamp our thanks. And because this is our first lot of stamps, I haven't used them before, I'm also going to just clean them really quickly. They will have some sort of manufacturing grime on them, which means they won't stamp properly the first time. Sometimes you can get away with it, but I always find it's just easier to give them a quick clean, and then usually you won't have any problem after that when you're stamping with them. So I'm going to grab that, thanks. Now this kit would also be a really great kit that, so we're using crumb cake, really great kit to use some of the extras and create your own, because there is a stamp set, so you could create a nice little garden, whether using some of the extras from the kit, or maybe, you know, we've all got plenty of, you know, flower kits, and, you know, you could definitely use that stamp set to create your little fence line and then pop flowers up all around it. That would be so cool. Okay, and we're also going to need a little house as well. So in the kit, it did come with some mini dimensionals, and we're going to add, actually no, hang on, I didn't finish stamping. What am I doing? We do need this, it's like a wooden image. We're going to actually stamp all along our front fence. So you could leave it just the way it is, which it does look great. Honestly, I think you could get away with it. Or you can add your stamped images as well. So let's do that. Oh, it does give it a little bit of an extra detail. So I'll do a couple and then I'll bring it up, and then you can see it a little bit closer. Let's do one more. So it definitely gives it a little bit of extra depth, as you can see here, and then a little bit plainer down along here. But honestly, you know, you could definitely not get away with not doing that. But honestly, it takes, what, 20 seconds? Probably not even that. And that does look really good. Gives it that extra little texture. Great idea. Okay, so we have our stamping done. Now we're going to add our mini dimensionals to our pieces. So we have on the thanks, we're going to add 2 mini dimensionals to that one. Like so. We're going to add 1 to our little birdhouse, and then 1 on each of our flowers. So you can use the kits to create exactly how these kits are meant to be created, or you can, instead of making 3 of each of the cards, you can make 1 of the cards and then use the rest of the supplies to make something completely different with all your little extra bits and pieces and the stamp set. That's a really great idea as well. I do need a bone folder just to make sure that that sticks down a little bit better. There we go, much better. So we're going to add all our pieces on. So we've got the thanks, that's going to go on the front of the little gate. Hopefully I've put them in the right spot. Of course I haven't. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take them off and add them to my panels. And then that way I'm not sticking my card down. See, all hidden there now. Learn that. Okay, we're going to also add the little pop-up. So we're going to have a 3D birdhouse. That's adorable. And then we can add our flowers here. We're also popping up all our little flowers here. So our doubles are going to be popped on the double flowers. I love that little extra pop-up. That's really pretty. On here. Another one up top. So can you see that extra dimension on your card? Really pops up, especially in between the little fence. What a special card, honestly. Lots of room to write on the inside, or you could write on the background. That is absolutely stunning. I love that. Oh my goodness. And I think that's it. Yep, that looks like it's it. All right, so let's get moving on our second card, which is the card base. This one is the wrought iron card. So I'm going to grab my wrought iron gate. What else do we need? We need those die cut leaves, so, or the greenery. So we're going to pull them out. They are all cut out already. You've just got to be really gentle with them in teasing them out from the dice area. And if you're, only making one of the cards, you could certainly cut these down a little bit so you have multiple pieces. And maybe that's what I'll do. I'll make alternatives with some of the pieces. So we have that one. We need all these little orange flowers. So we're going to pop these out. Well, there's a trio of flowers there. These are really pretty. It's got like yellows and oranges, pinks in there as well. You need a little label, which is going to be just a note. What else is there? The stamp, we are using this one here and the just a note, so the little wooden background. So I've got a little pop this on. We'll try and keep that straight as well. Okay. So the first thing is we're going to stamp our sentiment in the crumb cake. So these kits are good for everyone. Elderly, new stampers, stampers that have been around for a little while. Maybe if you're watching your budget, the kit's a great way to, still be able to craft and get things done without a huge layout, because everything is included. If you've got white cardstock, you could use the kits also to extend them by making other cards. So maybe just make one of the card and then extend your kit to be able to create a few more things. So we've stamped our little sentiment, just a note. We're going to use our wooden image, and we're going to do a little bit of stamping on the background or the front of the card. So we're going to stamp one here, and another one down the bottom. Okay, very nice. Oh. Actually, we're going to stamp that on those little white layers. But that's fine. It's good in the background. That makes more sense, doesn't it, Tracy? Yes. That's okay. We're going to do the same. Actually, really like it on that too. That makes more sense because we're actually going to use the tear and tape to attach this to our card base. Let's do that. We've done all our stamping. Yep. We're going to bring our tear and tape in and adhere that down to our card base. So this is, I don't know, it's thick, but it's a little bit, the texture's a little bit different than basic white thick, so I'm not sure if it is basic white thick or not. We're just going to take the backings off and pop this down. And I love that those don't, well, that one marries up, but the others don't. I think that gives it a nice little look as well. Going to add some tear and tape to the bottom of our little leafery here. Looks like that's going to go there. And this is going to go over the top. Oop. But we're going to be able to tease some of that greenery onto our wire gate. So we can pop this one down. Like so. And then this one we're going to add some little dimensionals to the gate. So 3 down below. One in the center here. Where else have they put them? And then on the 2 little circle pieces here at the top. And one in that little spot there as well. I think that's 1, 2, 3. Yep, that looks fine. So we can take them off. These little minis are perfect for this little gate. And I want to tease some of these leaves through. Let's see how good I do. There are probably easier ways. That's that one. That's 2. I think this one is just going to go the easy route and up and over. That's better. And I do want to tease this one up as well. Okay, so some of those were easier than others. But I am going to use just the edges of my dimensionals here. And so just cutting a little bits to maybe adhere that down a little bit. Hi Deborah, how are you? Hi Sherry. Watching in Indiana. Welcome. Be evening over there now, is it? We've just gone lunchtime. So everyone watching, do you actually purchase the kits? Or do you prefer to create your own cards? I think some of the kits are really quite simple. But then like things like this are just absolutely adorable. I just couldn't go past it. And to me, these are like cards that you would give to someone really special. And I want another little bit just for that little leaf there. So it only needs to be really tiny. Is everyone crafting for their Sunday? Or you're out and about doing busy things? Oh, so cool. Okay. Doesn't that look good just all by itself? Lots of pop-up. Now we're going to add some embellishments or our dimensionals to all these flowers as well. There are a ton of them. And our sentiment, so I'm gonna, maybe I should leave the sentiment as well until I work out whereabouts I need them to go. Otherwise I'm going to run into that same problem from that first card. Although the difference is not, this one's not going to be having to open, so I'm not locking the card up. Hi Carol, you're watching from Connecticut. They are beautiful cards. This Welcoming Garden kit is stunning. Okay, all of them, I'll leave that one off for now. Where are we adding all these? In lots of places. So let's just start popping them down. Because we're not popping them on top of any flowers, I would say you could probably put them wherever you would like. So we'll do a little bit of that. Because I do have trouble following instructions. You guys have been following me for a little while, you do know that. A couple down there. These groups of 3, I want to do like a bit of a triangle. That way it's sort of a little bit more uniformed. This is going to go just here. So then I just need to add all the little rogue ones in as well. One down there. Okay. Let's take this one off. And I think we're going to add one there and another one on here, and that will get a little sentiment down. Oh my goodness. So pretty. Okay, so that's the second card. This is the first card. I would say go out and get this kit, guys. This is just absolutely stunning cards. So that's the second one. Let's start on our third one, which is again is another normal card base. What do we need? This one we're going to be using this stamp, the picket fence stamp. Oh, get that up. Extremely sticky. There we go. We're using the other sentiments, so we're actually using all the sentiments and stamps in that kit. Sometimes Stampin' Up puts a few extra stamps in there and they're not used on the kit, but this time round we're using all of them on the 3 cards. So that's fun. What do we need? We need that large flower collection die cut. So we're going to grab that out. Again, being really gentle. Popping these out. So pretty. And I'd say we're going to need all these little ones as well, so we might as well pop them out. The colours on this are so bright and vibrant. Very, very spring, which is, we're going into autumn here in the South Pacific, but I do love my spring colours. Always pretty. We have our little gate. And our second piece of the gate, as well as the 2 posts. And the label. Let's get that second post out. And we're also using the little die cut that says hello, that's already pre-done. So let's move those things to the side. We'll do our stamping first. So our sentiment on our little label here in crumb cake ink. This is thinking of you today. Let's see if I can get over it a little bit more to try and make it straight. White on white, it's very hard. Okay, that's okay, that's good. We'll stick with that. Then we have our little fence posts. We're going to stamp those. Okay, I'm struggling with the white, so let me grab another colour to go underneath. And then I might be able to see. I've got lights on as well, and it just makes it really hard to see everything. Oh, cute. I believe we're going to stamp this side as well. Okay. Okay, there we have our little fence. Are we stamping the posts? Nope, doesn't look like we're stamping the posts, so that's fine. We're going to leave them exactly how they are. Okay, so I've done our stamping. Let's start adding some tear and tape on our things. So this little gate here, obviously it's going to move. On the smaller side, we're going to add tear and tape to it, top and bottom. On the side piece, we're going to add top and bottom again, like so. And then on the bottom of that greenery piece, we're going to add tear and tape there as well. Oh. Didn't tear that off very well. Let's bring that back a little bit and cut it off. Tear and tape's on. Now let's bring in our dimensionals. We're going to add dimensionals to our sentiment. So 2 of those on our posts. And they say to put 3 on each post, so that makes me happy. More dimensionals means that it's not going to sag. And they always give us way more dimensionals in the kits than we need. What else do we need? We need our hello, and all our little flowers are all going to have mini dimensionals on them as well. Ooh. Lots of little bits and pieces. We don't have many flowers in at the moment. We've just put in a whole heap of new veggies that we've grown from seed. And I'll have to share that with you, my new garden beds. I don't think I've shared that with you yet. But all the veggies are doing really, really well. So, and some of our plants actually have just reseeded completely on their own, which is so fun. We've got tomatoes that have reseeded, coriander that's reseeded. Yeah, so a lot's going on. So we're going to start with, looks like our big flowers. I'm going to pop that down the bottom of the card. And that goes all the way along the edge. Look at that. You'd easily just do a card just like that. It's 9:30 at night, Sherry. Nice. Well, it's nice that you're here with us. Hopefully you're not too tired. We're almost finished though, so it's all good. Okay, so we have that down. The next is going to be our fences and gates. So looks like we're adhering this down to the very left-hand side, which is a little sad because we're covering up some of the beautiful flowers. Anyway. Let's pop that down. That's going to open. This one's going to go on this side. So let's pop that one down. And then the posts are going to go over the top. Everything's sticking to my jumper. So we're going to do a post here. A post over the latches here, or the hinges. like so. Our sentiment's going to go on the inside. So we'll open this up. It's going to pop in here. But the hello is going to go on the front. Like so. Nice little English garden. Look at that. And then all our little extra flowers, let's get rid of all those pieces, are going to go over the top. So it's nice to have that little bit of a pop up on the flowers as well. Cute. Hyacinth in the middle. So not all of them are popped up, just one or so of the flowers on each one. One there. One on top, and where have they got the other one? I think there. So that does just pop in underneath that post to keep it shut. And pop it up. How cute is that? 3 gorgeous little cottage garden cards. Let me bring in, I think that was all that we had to do with that one. Yep, looks that way. Let me bring in the other 2 cards. This is an amazing, amazing kit. I love it. I knew as soon as I saw it that it was really special, but creating it, and look, it's painted, it's coloured on both sides, so it's not boring when you open it up. It's still nice, bright, pretty, but that pop-up is amazing. So you've got the real cottage garden, you've got the French, is it French provincial? I don't know. To me, that's really pretty as well. And you've got also the pop-up of the flowers. The leaves have popped out through the iron gates. To me, that looks very French. And then you've got another cottage garden with the fun gate that opens to another sentiment. Beautiful flowers in the garden too. The only thing is we've covered up the flowers over here, but that's okay. There's still more in here. And that would look really nice to pop up some of these down here, but that's okay. That is gorgeous. I love this kit. I think this is a must-have kit. You can create yourself and give out to friends and family. This would be a great gift as well, maybe for your grandma or someone who's, you know, loves to craft that maybe doesn't have the money right now. This would be a great little gift that keeps on giving, because once you've created them, you get to send them out and, you know, make someone else happy as well. All right, there is a link in the description of this video if you would like to purchase the kit. Tracy's Sunday Challenge for this week, the theme is gardens. So if you would like to create a garden themed card and share it over on my Facebook page, there is that challenge theme post. Just pop it in the comments there, share it with everyone. I would love if you come and joined in, because the more people that join in, the more fun it is, the more we share our creativity as well. Okay, thanks so much for popping on and sharing a little bit of time with me today. I really do appreciate it, especially when, you know, I didn't let anyone know that I was going to go live. But sometimes it's just probably the easiest way. I don't let anyone down if I can't make the live anyway. All right, everyone, have a lovely Sunday. Please go out and, you know, create something with the garden theme. I would love to see what you're creating and share it with us all. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. See you all soon. Bye-bye.